Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I am Saada Khadraji, a PhD student in the British University in Dubai. My ID is 2017 0009 and today I will present my report which was about the relationship between big data analytics and healthcare field. I started by collecting the related topics, and some things or some articles have the same relation, surveying the healthcare field and analyzing the data which is related to patients, payments, and the institutions itself. And I started my presentation by introduction in general about big data and its importance in all of our life fields, it helps in cost reduction, and also it helps in producing new things, new items, and new services. And we cannot deny also that big data analytics or the big data field is faster and better, and we can make decision also depending on the producted data. The selection of this data, I'm really interested to analyze the field of healthcare because it's commonly used everywhere, and it's very important for all of us. We cannot ignore that everyone used to go to hospital, clinic, and any institution which is related to his or her health monthly or weekly, or sometimes this is regular visited to these institutions. Also, the selection of available database is very critical task. It was very difficult for me to choose which field that I'm interested in. There are also many different databases. Those are available in this link which was provided by Professor Sharif. And these databases are related to different things like education, agriculture, climate, consumers, energy, finance, and health field. But for me, I have chosen the health field or the health databases because they are very commonly used with the field of big data and its implementation in general. And also here, down of the link, you can find the screenshot which shows these datasets in healthcare field. As you see here, if we will click here and on the button of view this dataset, and it will directly go to the other screen as you see here, which is related to patient prospective payment. So this page is mainly related to the payment finance side of the patient. As if you will imagine, if someone used to visit one clinic or one hospital monthly, and he or she used to pay 300 dirhams, so everything would be recorded, and these 300 dirhams would be divided by reception will take this amount, the doctor will take that amount, and the tools would be also taking this amount. And to view the available dataset, as I mentioned before, again we will press on view data. While pressing on view data, we will directly go to the detailed things, as you see here, or classification of details. And the user is allowed to make management of this dataset, as anyone can open this dataset and manage it, but if he or she is authorized to do the same. More views of this dataset, visualization of this dataset, and they can also export any selected dataset for further use of analysis work, as I'm doing now. This is an implementation of big data in healthcare field, and also the public availability of this dataset makes an easy approach for analyzing the work. Also, there was one more diagram related to Enneagram data in healthcare, but I prefer to start with themes and clusters in the most important four steps in overviewing the dataset in the healthcare field, as it's starting from the descriptive analytics. This is as general for everything. It's started from description. After describing the case, we will go directly to the step of diagnosis. As all of us know, diagnostic and testing for the first time is very important step, because it will come after the step of predictive analytics. After making the predictive analytics, this is like hypothesis. After, we will go to prescriptive ones. And here, as I have mentioned before, different research works are being conducted by different researchers in healthcare field by using the same data sets. As big data in huge area and implementation of big data in healthcare field combines so many opportunities for researchers. As for example, some researchers focused on investigating the system of payment. Some researchers focused on investigating the case of the patients ourselves, and some of them also insisted to investigate the different diseases and different systems of checking the patient. So this complete analysis work of big data implementation in healthcare field by using 10 different research papers. This is what I did. I tried to collect 10 papers which are presented in time period of 2014-2018 is completed by me, as I don't have any partner. The complete analysis of 10 different papers in area of healthcare through big data implementation is explained in below sections, as I will explain now. I started by the topic of big data analytics in healthcare, which is written by Billy Thegrejan, Sorsheimer, and Nevedi in 2015. Mainly, this paper defines the role of big data in healthcare in general, and the data analytics generated through big data analytics and analyzing are providing a pivotal role in different evolutions of potential research work. Exactly, this paper provided tools of big data for managing, analyzing, assimilating, and accumulating the generated structured as well as unstructured data in field of healthcare, which is playing a distinct role as compared to traditional systems. This point is the most important point for me, which is the role of big data for exploration of diseases and delivering the care is increased in recent year. And also, the paradigm of big data implementation contains some issues like manipulation of image, manipulation of signals, and manipulation of analytics based on genomics in its implementation itself. So this paper provides findings related to all points are above and the given issues in implementation of big data in field of healthcare. And I suggested some findings of this from this paper, that the multimodal data sets can be placed in different data sets for proper utilization of big data and solving the issues of signal implementation of analytics based on genomics and signal manipulation can easily be solved. And the second paper or the second article, which is big data analytics in healthcare, it has similar title of the first one, which is written by Vibha Ganjar and someone else in 2016. Also, this paper defines the role of big data in healthcare field, and the challenges, characteristics, and the advantages of big data in healthcare field are analyzed in this paper. And the writers insisted on the 5V, which is volume, variety, uh, veracity, value, and velocity. All of them are explained uh, commonly in this paper, and the role of and the impact of analysis created on big data tools for the healthcare field with 5R: right living, right care, right provider, right value, and right innovation, are properly explained also. So now we have 5V and 5R. What is the effect of 5R on the 5V? This paper provides the benefits and the limitations of big data in field of healthcare. And the proposal on findings, the use of the 5V and 5R shows the importance of different dimensions in development of big data for healthcare field. But any specific conclusion is not archived by this paper, and this is the weak point of this paper. The scope of rapid implementation of big data in different fields of healthcare requires further research. So I think this paper needs to be improved, needs to be supported by more data and more informations about the field of big data in the healthcare field. Third article is under the title of Big Data Analytics in Healthcare. This is promise and potential, and it's written by the authors of Olenier and someone else in 2014. And the survey results, as you see here, this paper defines the role also of big data in healthcare field, and it provides a conceptual view of big data source, big data transformation, big data tools and platform, and applications to perform analytics on big data in field of healthcare. The use of different tools like HDFS and PIG, Latin, and Hive, and etc. with descriptions is provided in this paper. The steps of methodology to perform analytics in healthcare field through this data implementation are also explained in detail. This paper also addresses the issues of big data implementation in healthcare field, and the proposal on the findings, the potential issues like security, privacy, standard implementation and development, role of government, improvements in technology and use tools are addressed, but as I see, any suggestions for removing these issues is not mentioned in this paper. So if the writers mentioned some issues, I think they should also mention some suggestions from their side to solve these issues. And the improvements in tools like HDFS or whatever I mentioned before can help the patients, hospitals, and government to find the proper analytics of big data implementation in healthcare field. And my suggestion here is that the improved technology aspects can solve all potential issues for actual implementations of big data. Now we will go to the fourth article or fourth paper, which is big data analytics for healthcare field in high performance big data analytics, which is written by those authors in 2015. And the survey results mention the contribution of data generated by healthcare field helps in performing different analytics in different parts of the globe in general. These huge generated datasets have potential scope for all researchers to perform their analytics work. The care conditions and healthcare qualities can easily be improved by making a proper analytics for of collecting healthcare data. And also by doing so, the patients, hospital and government can easily take required steps for any occurred condition. And uh, also this paper describes the market factors which are making potential effects in services of healthcare. The obtained values from analytics of big data help in finding these affecting factors. The use of IMB uh, Western and other technologies are also defined in this paper. My proposal on the findings. So this paper is mainly focusing on the implementation of IBM Watson technology for making analytics of big data in field of healthcare. But any occurred issues of this technology are not being addressed. The use of any new technology will always bring some possible issues in actual implementation, as the authors are showing the use of IBM Watson in healthcare field. So, identification of potential issues must be carried out by them. And the fifth article or the fifth paper, which is an integrated big data analytics enabled transformation model application to healthcare information and management, which is written by Wang Kong Wang and Sigliski 2018. This is recent paper. It's focused on the use of transformation model on a basis of different practice of performing analytics on big data can help in improvements in business values, multidimensional benefits, transformation practices enabled by information technology also. Improved capabilities of big data analytics and development of different views and basis of conducted practice. The transformation model is being tested for implementing different settings of big data in field of healthcare in this paper. Also, this paper shows the role of analytics capabilities of big data for transforming the healthcare practices, and the occurred benefits of this transforming are also addressed in this paper. This paper also identifies the insight practices by applying path to value uh, and different significance of big data. This paper describes the market factors which are making potential effects in services of healthcare. In my proposal on findings, I think this paper is mainly focusing the implementation of transformation model technology for making analytics of big data in field of healthcare. But any occurred issues of this technology are not being addressed. The use of any new technology will always bring some possible issues in actual implementation, as the authors are showing the use of transformation model in healthcare field. So, identification of potential issues must be carried out by them. Thus, identification of issues from model like transformation model is a future scope of this use research paper. And directly we will go to paper number 6 because time is limited. The paper is under the title of a survey of big data analytics in healthcare and government. And this is written in 2015. I think this paper focused on the implementation of Hadoop uh, on its trial basis, and not so many different experts are available to make analytics through this tool, because I think this is a little bit complicated and it is not clear for some researchers and some experts. The use of this new technology like Hadoop will always bring some possible issues in actual implementation, which is not mentioned in this paper, as the authors are showing the use of Hadoop for making analytics for government agencies in healthcare field, so identification of potential issues must be carried out by them. Thus, identification of issues from Hadoop with help of use cases based on big data, heterogeneous data sets, is a future scope of this use research paper. This is in a very brief way about the sixth paper. Uh, and number 7, which is beyond the hype or big data concepts, methods, and analytics. The discovery of additional values and benefits for government. This is the most proper point between, and similar point between number 7 and number 8, and the use of huge heterogeneous data set by government agencies uh, also is similar to the article of using the Hadoop. Okay, survey results of this article. The size of data set is always considered as the most important aspect in all times. The implementation of big data solves all possible issues related to processing and storing of big heterogeneous data sets. The use of big data in healthcare field defines the new unique characteristics and the possible benefits of the big data in field of healthcare are identified also in this paper. And the role and description of big data of academics and other practitioners is also focused in this paper. Uh, but I think this paper highlights the use of algorithms, different methods and benefits of big data in healthcare field, but any actual implementation of any tool or algorithm is not being provided by authors. So if the authors mention the tool, so no any example about it or no any definite tool from algorithms, and the practical implementation of any algorithm and the statistical methods for helping healthcare organizations is further more information, and in the future will be scoped, and this is my point of view in this paper. So number 8, which is understanding its capabilities and the potential benefits for healthcare organizations, which is also written by Wang Hong in 2018. Till current data, all possible benefits of big data are not grasped by healthcare industry. There are issues related to predictive capability and capability for decision support, the capabilities to make analytics for unstructured data sets, and capabilities to identify the care pattern in healthcare industry through big data implementation. Also, the authors identified the benefits of big data to IT infrastructure, uh, strategic areas of decision making, and managerial, organizational, and operational benefits to healthcare organizations. While the uses of analytics for strategies of data driven databases are also identified by authors, but I think the authors are addressing the issues related to traceability and predictive capability and capability for decision support, capabilities to make analytics from unstructured data sets, and capabilities to identify the care pattern in healthcare industry through big data and implementation. But any possible suggestion in means of technology improvements is not being provided by them. So, finding a technology based solution to address the issues and gaps of big data implementation in healthcare field is a future scope, and my proposal is finding of this paper. So, paper number 9, using analytics to identify and manage high risk and high cost patients. So I think this is very critical and very important for everyone. Um, this paper is written in 2014, and the survey results focused on the use of electronic records of uh, handling healthcare data is increasing on rapid basis in USA and other parts of the world. The implementation of big data solves all possible issues related to processing and storing of big heterogeneous data sets. This is as the writers and authors mentioned. The use of big data in healthcare field defines the new unique characteristics also, as they mentioned. So the possible benefits of big data in field of healthcare are identified in the mentioned paper, and the role and description of big data for academics and other practitioners is also focused on this paper. The use of different analytics methods for finding the desired outcome is a prime focus of this paper also. It was the first goal of the authors. The different methods of performing analytics on these heterogeneous datasets like HDFS, agriculture, life cycle of big data implementation, etc., can solve all issues of big data implementation. The use of big data on basis of different practices of performing analytics on big data can help in improvements in business values, multidimensional benefits, and the transformation practices enabled by information technology and improved capabilities of big data analytics and development of different views. My proposal on the findings, I think this paper highlights the use of algorithms, different methods and benefits of big data in healthcare, but any actual implementation of any tool or algorithm is not being provided by authors, and the practical implementation of any algorithm and statistical um, methods for helping healthcare organization is future scope, and this is my suggestion. The last paper is um, research directions on the adoption, usage, and impact of the Internet of Things through the use of big data analytics, which is written by Riggins and Wombat in 2015. This paper ends the use of IoT, Internet of Things, and NOT, Network of Things, in big data implementation for finding possible benefits for healthcare organizations, individual patients, society, and other researchers. The impact of IoT on usage and the adoption of big data in healthcare field are mainly identified by authors, and also the improvement in business conditions and environment, with possible improvements in organizational and personal behavior. My proposal on findings, as it is known that IoT and NOT both are new concepts on which research work is still going on. So, implementing such things on healthcare databases can make certain issues for government agencies as well as for healthcare organizations. The identification and solving also the issues related to impact of IoT or even NOT on big data in field of healthcare is the future goal, and I think people are interested on it. And now I will go to the conclusion and the main lessons from this report. For me personally, it was very important to read about the healthcare field and its database set, and how people are looking at it, and how people are working with it, how people are analyzing it, and this will be a push for me in my future research paper and research field to do such researches, and also I have learned how to construct the paper and how to know the right way to write such papers. And also nowadays the big data is showing its importance in healthcare field. This is in general view. The implementation of big data in healthcare field will definitely brings huge advantage to healthcare organizations and individual patients, but the issues like handling of constructed dataset, security, and processing, policy generations, and development of using procedures are still making gaps. And from my own point of view, security is still missed. And also the use of tools and technology like Hadoop, and showing the future scope for all occurred issues, and the continuous research conducted by different research across the globe is helping in implementation of big data in different fields: education, agriculture, climate, and my preferred area, which is healthcare. This is my video, and I hope that it was helpful, and thank you for watching.